Happy Monday. 23rd day of February falls on it. CJ here. It's our daily show. RiverBender.com, Roku TV. Thanks for hanging out with me. We got a good show for all of you guys today. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll talk to County Chairman for Madison County, Chris Slusser. We'll be joined and getting the latest by him on the state of the county in 2026. There's a lot going on, a lot of developments. We'll get all the details and so much more. Then at 10:35, we're going to talk to Mary Cordes and Hayner Library and get all the details for their second installment this month and the last part of the month for Beyond the Shelves. We'll talk about their upcoming events and so much more. Really looking forward to talking with Chairman Slusser and getting the latest from him. It's been a little bit since he's been on the show, and always good to stay up to date as our 2026 State ofs keep happening. We are going to have Godfrey soon. I got to reach out to Mayor McCormick and get the date finalized on that one and keep giving you your daily dose of local. Make sure you download the RiverBender.com app today. You can follow along with me by doing that or by signing up for the daily email update. Man, 72,000 plus. I still think it's 80. Get around the Riverbend each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays, courtesy of your team upstairs that's providing you all the news right here in the heart of the 618. We'll take you right to East Alton first. The East Alton Fire Department was busy over the weekend responding to a structure fire in the 100th block of Irwin Street. Crews arrived to heavy smoke and flames throughout the home, prompting a box alarm that was later upgraded to a first alarm for additional manpower. Mutual aid came from Woods River, Alton, Godfrey, Rosewood Heights, Roxana, and Bethalto. Firefighters located a victim inside with burns. A helicopter was requested for transport to a St. Louis area facility. A second victim was taken to a local hospital for smoke inhalation. Crews stopped the fire from spreading despite strong winds, and currently the state fire marshal is investigating. You can see a gallery and a full detailed report from Chris Rhodes available at RiverBender.com/news. The city of Alton has announced the Alton Expo will not be held in 2026 or 27 due to scheduling conflicts. Officials say the event is expected to return in September 2028, and the city looks forward to continuing its partnership with Lure's Ideal Rides. In place of the expo this year, Alton will host the Alton First Responders Springfest Carnival on the riverfront again this year from April the 10th through April the 19th. This is a reflective event of last year. The city says a percentage of the ticket sales will benefit Alton Police and Fire Departments alongside rides, food, and family entertainment. More details available in the news section of our website. An Alton resident is preparing to run what he calls the world's first Taco Bell 5K. Listen to this, the 3.7-mile route between the Taco Bell on Landmarks Boulevard and the Taco Bell on Homer Adams Parkway. On March the 21st, Ben Herring plans to eat 1,500 calories at the first location, then run to the second, then finish with another 3,500 calories, totaling 5,000 calories and a 5K. It's almost like the Michael Scott method there. He's fundraising for a great cause through GoFundMe. It's for 5A's Animal Shelter, where he and his fiancée volunteer. Herring began running in January to get in shape and hopes the event boosts donations and shelter adoptions. I got to get him on the show. That sounds like a really cool initiative. More details and the link to the GoFundMe available online at RiverBender.com/news. Over in Edwardsville, small business owners are urging residents to vote yes on a non-binding referendum in the March 17th primary that would allow video gambling in existing alcohol-serving establishments. Owners Corey McMahon, Steve Seibert, and Ryan High say Edwardsville is at a competitive disadvantage because most nearby communities allow video gaming, drawing customers and dollars away. They support tight rules developed with City Council. Only businesses holding a liquor license for 2 years would qualify, and at least 50% of revenue must come from food and drink, excluding gas stations. They also favor limits on signage and private gaming areas. Supporters say gaming could boost city revenue for roads and public safety. We'll keep following that story, and you can see more details at the news section again on RiverBender.com. Finally, in the news today, we'll take you to local sports. Alton's Jacayla Steen scored 11 and Kaylee Lacey added 10, including 8 of 10 at the free throw line as the Redbirds defeated Edwardsville 49-33. You saw it on RiverBender.com as they won the IHSA Class 4A Regional Final on February the 20th. Edwardsville threatened early in the second half with back-to-back threes, but Alton answered with timely buckets and toughness on the glass to regain control. First-year coach DeAndre Riney said the program's fifth straight regional title reflects the team's competitive edge. Alton's now 28-2 and will face Belleville East Tuesday in the Richwood sectional at 6 p.m. We'll keep you updated at RiverBender.com/sports. Finally, in sports, several area wrestlers stood on the podium over the weekend at the IHSA State Wrestling Tournament in Champaign, earning medals across classes 1A, 2A, 3A, and in 1A, Althoff's Dawson Hawthorne took third at 132, while teammate Jacoby Cobb placed fourth at 113. Roxana's Brandon Green earns another third at 144, and Logan Riggs finished fifth in the 150-pound category. Lyndon Thies pins his way to another third place state finish at the 175 category, and in 2A, Civic Memorial's Avery Jamie claimed fifth at the 138 category. Muscuta's Jordan Sonnen Hale took fourth at 175, and in 3A, Edwardsville's Michael McNamara and Roman Janik earned third-place finishes. You can see more details on those state competitions again in the sports section at RiverBender.com/sports. 9:10, it's 18 degrees. Let's take a look at weather today, even though, tomorrow looks a lot better. Today, just a flurry this morning. You saw the snowflakes throughout the region, otherwise just cold with clouds giving way to some sun, and tonight partly cloudy and cold. Air quality right now is at 52, which is moderate, and that's really the only note when it comes to air quality indexes today. Temperatures reach 33 degrees today, drop down to 20 overnight as we head into Tuesday. On Tuesday, we see temperatures hit 52 for the high and drop down to 30 for the low. As we head into the midway point of the week at Wednesday, a high of 49, a low of 33. On Thursday, a high of 49 yet again, and it drops down to 30. But listen to Friday. I'm in for this. A high of 65, a low of 40, and that's a look at your next 5 days. There's hope out there for more warm weather. You can stay up to date in real time all the time by just downloading the RiverBender.com weather app today, if I do get paid to speak, or you can just call 618-465-4545. Do you guys know that we own that one too? The time and temp line. It's powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. I did want to fill you in real quick that Encore Bath and Shower is doing a really cool limited time spring sale, and this is their second shower conversion, and this is really cool, where you can get 2 grab bars, 2 shelves, 1 shower curtain rod, a valve, plumbing trim kit, and more, all there in that conversion price. There's 5 slots left for March, and they want you to fill them up and book now by calling 618-466-1100. Encore Bath and Shower, they're known throughout the region, and what I think's so good about what they do is you aren't just getting work done, you're getting work done that you feel good about, that you aren't going to have to worry about in 3 years, 4 years, or just hope that it was done right to begin with. Use the people that the region trusts the best. They got prices starting from $9,000 with 3 color selections available, and what I think's always great is they're making it a point to really work with you with financing available through Encore Bath and Shower. You can just stop by and see them too over there on Godfrey Road, 6001 Godfrey Road, or give them a call today. Become one of the 5 slots that are left for March and get that new shower that you've been wanting for a long, long time. 618-466-1100. That's 618-466-1100. And don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way. A quick break. We'll come back. Monday morning starts after this one. RiverBender.com, Roku TV. Man, it's got to warm up out there.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit AltonElite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Welcome back. Daily Show, 9:17. I'm early for once. And with Madison County Chairman Chris Slusser. How's life been treating you? It's been a while since you've been on the show.
Yeah, it has been a while. Things are going very well.
Man, the county is busy, to say the least.
Yes, yes. We have a lot of good things going on, that's for sure.
Well, and I appreciate the time and really just getting a chance to really go into some of the work being done, some of the projects, and really just bring it to light for maybe folks that need some more information or just want to learn more about some of the work that's being done across all levels. Where do we start?
Sure. Well, I mean, one of the first things I wanted to do when I came in was kind of straighten out the chaos and kind of eliminate some of the backbiting and the infighting that was going on. And I think we've done that. We've really stabilized the county government and all the departments are working together. The county board, we don't always agree on everything, but we're like having respectful disagreements and we work things out behind the scenes. And so our meetings aren't embarrassing and not chaotic. And I think it's been good. I think the people appreciate that.
Well, and now when you came in, we were talking about that because there was a pretty big divide, and it seems like everyone is, for the most part, in front of the public getting along and at least being, courteous to each other.
Yes.
Now, on the back end side of things, are you seeing, that lead to more projects and more conversations? It doesn't have to be a major, magnitude, but just projects and working together.
Right. It has, because when you get to be known for having embarrassing meetings and chaos and, your meetings resemble a Jerry Springer show, that doesn't foster growth and opportunities. Developers aren't looking to come work. They don't want to be a part of that chaos. And I think we've had some local communities that had some of those struggles. And I think once they ironed that out, things started happening. But yes, I think so. I think all of our people are rowing in the same direction. I have a very strong economic development agenda. And so every decision we make at the county, we have to first ask ourselves the question, how does this affect economic development? Yeah. And if not, it doesn't mean we're not going to do it, but like, is it necessary? Is this helping the county grow? Is this serving the purpose that it needs to serve?
Well, and if it's okay, let's talk about the data center for a little
Sure.
bit, because I know that's been the kind of the most.
I've barely heard anything about
it. Where does the county stand? Where do you stand on the data centers?
Sure.
Because I know that there's some towns that are,
Yes.
facing some. I don't want to call it back, but they're facing some conversations and some public ones
there's
too.
a lot of pushback,
Yeah.
and especially in Troy, and that one's off the table. There's not going to be a data center built in Troy.
Okay.
The locations just don't work there.
Right.
And the citizens really spoke that they didn't want the landscape of their community changed. Mm-hmm. And so their city council and their mayor are responsive. And, we don't get to vote on that at the county level. These are inside city limits.
Right.
But since these developments were going to start happening, I will tell you, a year ago, I didn't even know what a data center was.
I still don't really know
Right,
what the data
right.
center.
And so then in the summer, when St. Charles put their moratorium, they were at the 2-yard line to approve this one. And then there was a political consulting firm that got hired by a wealthy family, and they torpedoed it. Gotcha. It was within a mile of their $4 million home, I guess. And so it was a fear of the unknown, and they didn't want it.
Yeah.
And so it got shelved, and they put a moratorium, and then St. Louis City and County followed suit. And so I started thinking, I got together with my team and I said, is this something we need to be doing? Do we need to get out in front and be looking at a moratorium, or is this an opportunity for us in the Metro East, because they've put things on hold in the Missouri side? And so we started doing a lot of research. The main concerns with data centers are, number one, they use a lot of power. Mm-hmm. They use a lot of water. They can be noisy. They're not a lot of jobs. Takes up a lot of farmland, those kind of things. So we started going through and addressing all those. And then once we got better educated on that, we felt more comfortable with that for a couple reasons. Number one, the power thing is what it is. If they use 500 megawatts, that's enough to power a city of about 300,000.
Wow.
That's one site. There are several developers that are speculating, until a formal proposal is submitted, and none was ever even submitted in Troy. They were kicking the tires on it. They never got a land deal in place. There has to be a land deal in place. They have to submit a formal proposal before it can really be taken seriously. Right. I mean, you still want to lay the groundwork. You want to put your zoning in place just in case. But I've literally probably had 100 different projects pitched at me by different developers in the last year or 14 months. And I would say maybe 5% of those are going to come to fruition. There's a lot of speculation out there.
Well, I think that is so much of what causes the immediate backlash or the immediate, public comments, because, there's certain protocols that are done by city councils and governments that, whatever route they choose it because there's a potential. But really just getting out there and saying, this is just how, I hate to say it, but how just these things work.
Right. It's not that they're hiding anything. Because there was some accusations in Troy that, they've been having these conversations for a long time. Well, I mean, that's the city manager's job. I mean, they're not there to turn away all business. They want to fully investigate it. These are the protections we could put in place if this were to come. And then if the city council decides they want it, then they can vote it up or down.
Do you see where do you see a data center right now, if any? And I don't want to put you on the spot.
No. I mean, there are some places they're considering. Granite City.
Okay.
They're looking at that warehouse district too, like Pontoon, Edwardsville. Mm-hmm. I think those are more appropriate areas because they're not closer to homes.
Yeah.
And I think, if someone in Troy had made the comment, would you want this in your backyard? And people say that, they post Facebook comments about that. Yeah. I'm the wrong person to ask because I live less than 3 blocks from the fence line of the Phillips 66 refinery. and I'm probably 6 to 7 blocks away from the old Amoco BP refinery. Yeah. And so, but you know what? I knew that when I bought there.
Right.
And so these are areas that have been zoned industrial for 100 years. Makes sense because that's just what those areas are for. And I think the Route 3 corridor, that goes from Alton down to Venice, I think if there are appropriate sites there and the cities can put in the proper regulations and protections, those could be, but those are going to be up to those individual communities.
And we always hear the quote unquote negatives or just the down effect, but what's the positive for, the county there? What's the positive for the city that would to, host that site?
Sure. So a few things. Let me real quick address the negatives.
Okay.
I can run through this fairly quickly. So the power, everyone thinks that if this gets built in Alton or this gets built in Wood River or Granite City or Troy, that your community's power rates are going to triple. Right. That's not the way it works. I would have probably thought the same thing before, 7-8 months ago. But we've been having a lot of meetings with utility companies and getting a really good understanding of how the grid works. So if you ever if you have some free time, Google the MISO power grid map. Just do a Google image search. It shows all the grids in the country. It looks like a gerrymandered political map. and the MISO, it really does. And the MISO, not as bad as some of the gerrymandered in Illinois, but it goes from Manitoba, so the Arctic Circle, all the way down. It takes in parts of 15 states and ends up in the Gulf of America. So New Orleans. If they built one of these, and Chicago is not on our grid, by the way, they're on the PJM grid. So the northeast part and northern part of Illinois, the very northern part, are on the East Coast grid with Virginia. Where a ton of data centers are being built. So they could build one of these in Detroit and Minneapolis, New Orleans, Little Rock, or St. Clair County, and our rates are going to be affected one way or another.
Right.
It's not going to. So if they go and build it somewhere else, our rates will be affected regardless. We get none of the jobs, none of the revenue, none of the benefits.
So if the rates are going to be affected anyway, the thought is you might as well capitalize on the jobs and all the other benefits.
And the legislature at both the federal and state level, they are also working on requiring them to start producing their own power. And these companies, the large companies, they actually want to do that. They want to produce their own power. I can see that. Yeah.
And now, when it comes to, any coordinated effort, have any state, wide, officials, whether it's the governor's office or any reps, state senators, spoken about this in support of saying it's this is something that could be really good for the district and the state should support.
So the interesting thing is this is the one issue that President Trump and J.B. Pritzker both agree on. They want to build data centers.
I never thought I'd hear that in the same sentence.
Well, there's two things. They want to build data centers and they want to build more nuclear power, which helps power the data centers. It is really an information race with China. I read something over the weekend that because of all this nationwide pushback suddenly on data centers, and for some of it for good reason, but there's a lot of misinformation. I hate the word misinformation, but it's just people who, if you do a Google image search for a medical condition like a rash or pink eye, you're going to get the most horrific looking examples. Right. That's kind of how it is with data centers too. You're going to get all the negatives. But China wins every time we don't build these things because they want to build all of it. They want to control all the information. Yeah. But every time, these buildings are just big warehouses like you would see in the warehouse district. They're full of servers. Thousands of servers, billions of dollars worth. Wow. So they will spend about $1.5 billion to $2 billion to build the facility, and then they'll outfit it with about $4 billion worth of hardware. Wow. And it is that's incredible. So if they built 3 or 4 of these in the county, you're talking $20 to $25 billion worth of investment in our county. Something that is like a generational thing. It's never happened before. Yeah.
And it makes sense. Well, and before we take the break too,
sure.
We'll come back and talk about some of the other projects. Do you think that, before your official term is done, before, the re-election starts and everything, that a data center would be, that you see ground being broke on it, or do you think it might be?
It's hard to say.
Okay, it just depends.
The state is putting in some new regulations that may slow things down or may kill it altogether. I don't know if one would be done by 2028, but I think there's potential that a few they would be under construction at that point.
Interesting. We'll take a quick break. It's 9:30 on the nose. We'll come back. Your clock's a little bit off because we're on 9:30 on the nose for us in the studio. We'll come back. Daily Show with County Chairman Chris Slusser continues right after this.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Do you need to declutter your...
Welcome back, Daily Show, 9:33 is the time. Emma County Chairman Chris Slusser. And, going in back into the data centers, some people, a lot of people have made the comment or the thought that, what about the sound and the noise that comes out of them? The environmental impacts. Have you, and you've had a chance to actually go and tour one in Nebraska.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on the hum, the proverbial hum, or the noise, and then some of those other?
Sure. So what we learned was when we went on that campus, I wanted to see one in person, and I wanted to hear it, and I wanted to, I wanted to be able to testify what I saw, and we were shocked that there was no sound. I mean, it was silent, and we just kept wondering. We could hear the bus, that dropped us off. And we just kept saying to ourselves, like, where's the sound? And we asked them, and they said that we've built these things, the big companies, like that build the hyperscale centers, your Google, Netflix, Microsoft, Apple, Meta, they want to be socially responsible in their communities. So they've made these things soundproof. And so now you get inside the building, we couldn't even hear it inside the building. Now we couldn't get on the data center floor because that's like, you had to have a retinal scan. It's top secret.
Oh, wow.
It's all trade secret stuff. And so they said on the data center floor, it's very loud and you have to have ear protection at times, but we couldn't even hear it inside the rest of the building and clearly not outside. Wow. So the humming that you see in a lot of these videos that get posted, those are for data centers that are either smaller or they were built 10 or 15 years ago.
Gotcha.
Before the hyperscalers started building their big centers. And now as far as like the water issue, if they use that, so they're full of servers because it's all cloud storage and backup. And everybody needs backup. Whether you have mobile banking, whether you have pictures on your phone, you're doing Google searches, you're using ChatGPT, security system at your house, a Google Nest thermostat. If you're streaming Netflix or Amazon Prime, you're buying anything on Amazon. Right. That's why we need these data centers. And so it gets very hot when you have that many servers running, a whole warehouse full of millions of these things. And so they have to have large cooling systems. So when they use evaporative cooling systems, which are probably the cheapest to run, it uses a lot of water because they have an evaporative system to cool the water.
Gotcha.
And so they could use 1 million gallons of water a day, sometimes more than that.
Wow.
Now, to put that in perspective, your average golf course uses 500,000 to 600,000 gallons a day to irrigate a golf course.
Really?
Yes. If you have a couple of like the 2 car washes in Edwardsville combined use over 500,000 gallons a day.
Wow.
No one's calling for those to be closed down. However, what the cities in Madison County that I've talked to, I've said, hey, and this is my personal opinion and what the policy I push, if we're going to have this, we need to force them through ordinance, through zoning, to use a closed loop cooling system. And that is basically like your geothermal type system to where they would put 1 million gallons of water in one time and it just circulates in perpetuity. Mm-hmm. And so you wouldn't need additional water. In Troy, they were asking for 32,000 gallons a day, which is like what a restaurant might use.
Yeah.
But that's because they will have a cafeteria. They'll have, toilets, sinks, those kind of things, just your typical thing.
I was going to add, that was one thing I was curious about is after, a data center comes in, do you see them looking to partner more with, local contractors and doing that type of business?
Yeah.
Because I think the other side of the fear could be, well, what if they just, bring in their own independent,
Sure.
third-party guys, and then there's no real economic benefit here.
Right. So the one we visited in Nebraska, they had a few hundred employees that are employed by Google.
Okay.
Then there were security contractors. It was like getting on a military base getting in this because there's a lot of confidential, information and trade secret type stuff. So they had a pretty big security team. And so that's 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. They're tech people that are there. Those are good paying jobs, over $100,000 a year. And most of them only require a 2-year program. Mm-hmm. So I've actually been working with our community colleges here. Like, hey, if they're going to build these things in the region, whether it's Madison County or wherever, we need to get a program together, a 2-year program. So by the time they build these things, we have a local workforce. These are good jobs. And then they also have, custodian, cafeteria workers, those kind of things. But also they require electricians. They require pipe fitters and plumbers for the closed loop cooling system, HVAC technicians. So they told us that there are local HVAC contractors and electricians that they use that are just continually on that campus. And they spend $1 million a year per building on HVAC filter replacement.
Wow.
So some local contractors get to service that. And if they have 4 of those buildings, that's $4 million a year they're spending in HVAC filters and general HVAC maintenance.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yes. And so there are also about 2,000 construction jobs that'll happen. And those will be, anywhere between a 4 to 6 year period where they'll have that level. So all of our local trades are excited about it because they would all be employed. There would be so many opportunities. They would have to bring in outside contractors as well, like we did with the refinery expansion, because there just weren't enough local pipe fitters to meet the demand. And some people will say, well, those are temporary jobs. Well, every construction job is a temporary job. But at the end of that job, the tradesmen don't say, well, I guess I have to find another vocation now because the job's over. You move on to the next job.
Right.
And there are ongoing maintenance, on these projects. They're switching out the server technology every 4 to 5 years.
That's what
so
I was
it's a constant
about,
multi-billion-dollar reinvestment.
Yeah,
so.
And it seems like that's great for any business sector too, or any type of trade job.
Also the property taxes. I want to talk about that.
Okay.
This was the most shocking thing to me because I think about like the warehouses and the Gateway Commerce Center. And those buildings will pay $1.2 million, $1.3 million on the high side in property taxes. One of these data centers will pay anywhere between $40 and $50 million a year in property taxes.
Whoa.
Right now, our Phillips 66 refinery is the largest taxpayer in the county. They pay $26 million a year. So one of these data centers could pay double what they pay.
Oh, wow.
So what I've talked about with the taxing districts, and all of them are on board, every conversation I've had, hey, if you're going to do this in your community, you don't need all that growth. Like, there's no way that your revenue requests are suddenly your needs are going to double. Yeah. So why don't we maybe take some of that new revenue, pay off some long-term things, do some things that you've neglected, a city like Granite City or Pontoon Beach or wherever it goes. Alton has lots of needs. And so take some of that revenue and use the rest of that revenue to lower property taxes. So in Troy, one of the examples we had was even at very conservative estimates on what the equalized assessed value of the property would be, they could have saw a 30% immediate reduction in their property taxes.
Wow.
And then there are certain cities where it could be 50%. Now that's a meaningful thing.
Well, it is. And that's something too to take into account, because I think of all the times we talk data centers, we only hear of, just the negatives, and we don't see that there are a lot of financial benefits to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's a community benefit there. Yeah.
Well,
so that's why I'm open to these things. I'm not like forcing them on a community. If a community is if they've heard the entire proposal and they're just still convinced they don't want it, then that's one thing. But I think to just immediately dismiss it based on some things you've searched on the internet, they come in all shapes and sizes, and depending on the company that operate them, they're all a little bit different. But I think cities now are more nimble and they're ahead of the game, and they can regulate some of these things. Like in Granite City, I know in one of the plan commission meetings, there was a gentleman who was like shouting at the microphone that like this is going to create too much noise in our community. And then right then a train came through downtown Granite City and you couldn't hear the person speaking. I mean, there are railroads all over downtown Granite. These data centers, the way they're going to be regulated, you're never going to hear them.
Well, and that's something too, I think, and just, hearing too a little bit more about the community contributions that they have made, the bigger seven, from the bigger companies have made. It's going to be interesting, I think, for if one gets put in to see the public react to it in real time, because I think it might, it might be what it is now and all, this isn't good. And then you might see those benefits and go,
right, well,
this is actually, why'd we cry over this?
Right.
Interesting. So before we keep moving on, I wanted to ask a lot of more about the positive stuff going on too, because there is a lot of growth and there's a lot of communities that are really, I think, doing a lot to make Madison County a more livable place. It seems like Glen Carbon's really doing a good job about that right now. What are your thoughts just about some of the local governments and just the contributions that you're seeing made, and what's that mean for your position in the county to go in and expand growth? Because you can only do as much as it seems like the towns are willing to contribute to.
So far it's been very good. The first year I spent meeting with pretty much every community in the county. Yeah. And so I sat down with their administration, with my economic development team. We have a couple contractors because I didn't want to add another bureaucrat to the payroll that's just a pencil pusher. And so we have contractors that, they're there when we need them. And so we met with each individual community, sat down with them, talked about what their needs are, what their vision is. Mm-hmm. Not everyone has the resources of an Edwardsville or even a Glen Carbon. And so we want to offer our services. How can we help partner with you to find dollars that we need or bring developments that we need? And it's been really cool because all the communities, they're very receptive. They like it. It's a good working relationship. Mm-hmm. They know that we're there to be a partner. I don't care about getting credit for anything. I just want good things to happen in every community. I mean, I'm partial to Wood River where I live, and I kind of have an affinity to Granite City because I've just spent a lot of time down there, and the mayor and I are very close. But I've become pretty close with like almost all the mayors in the county. So I knew a lot of them already, but it's been good. And I think I'm excited about a lot of the things that are starting to happen in some of the communities.
Well, and now, is there anything that you're excited for the most this year? Is there any policy that you're seeing or any type of project that you're going to oversee that you think this is going to be a good one for us?
Yeah, I think as far as me overseeing it, and I mean, we would only, we're kind of more of a regional leadership approach because there's not a lot that happens in some of the unincorporated areas. We're usually trying to keep some developments out of those areas, solar farms have been a bane of my existence, because the state has forced those on us and we can't stop them. And that's created conflict between us and some of the residents. And we're like, no, we're on your side. But like the state's heavy hand has come down on us here.
Right.
And so as long as they meet the minimum requirements for these solar farms, like 150-foot setback from the nearest home, like there's nothing we can do. We're getting sued right now over 2 that we rejected because there was so much opposition, and we're probably going to lose the lawsuits. I mean, the law is very clear. And so it's unfortunate, so, but as far as some of the other projects, there's, the Star Bonds projects that are, Glen Carbon, it's not been announced. And, I think at some point you're going to see, they're going to get a Star Bonds, district, which would be in that area south of 270, north of 162, 157 to the east and 255 to the west. So it's a big farmland area out there. This could be huge, the project. I've talked to the developers there. I mean, we're talking like amusement park, a national type thing, big sports complex, hotels, retails. It'll be a big draw, and there'll be the type of big retail anchors that we don't have here. And so it wouldn't be stealing from one of the other local businesses and just moving them down there. So that one's interesting. I mean, we're talking about a $2 billion investment there. I mean, if it's all said and done, if they're able to pull this off, I think the Hollywood River Studios is extremely exciting. I've had meetings with those developers. They have some that's not just some flash in the pan kind of thing. I mean, they're in serious talks with Netflix and Amazon Prime, so they've already done work with those at one of their other studios, so they could be doing real filming right there, just right down the Berm Highway here.
That's fantastic. I just want to. I'm not going to be on the building. I know people have.
So the Cometco site. Yeah, I mean, they're very close to getting a deal done there, a very large transaction. They'll be cleaning up that site finally. That'll be big. Oh yeah, it'll be about a 5-year process. But that's one of the largest Superfund sites in America, and so to get that cleaned up and back to a green field where it could be used again for the proper use is very exciting.
Well, and I think that's why I find your position so fascinating, because you like you said, the regional leadership approach, where there's so many different organizations and different programs, whether it's a local thing or a Sierra Club entity,
right.
You name it, but you also have just a lot of really different business sectors too, and you have a lot of different individuals that are really reaching towards the same goal. Is there ever a challenge in kind of having this leadership approach from really just let's watch and let's support? Is there ever a challenge with that, or is it one of the things that we just need to help provide resources when we see them? Is there any challenge at all when it comes to it?
I mean, there is, because you have some cities that they want to compete against each other, which is just okay. But I'm trying to get us away from that to where we just think as a region rather than individual cities, and then everybody's going to get a win here and there, and it's just going to be good. And I always use the refinery as an example. It's in Roxana. None of those refinery workers live in Roxana. They all make $150,000 a year. They live in other communities in the county, and they spend money there. They build nice homes. They send their kids to school there. They shop there. So it's good for those communities too. And so that's why I try to tell people, just because it doesn't necessarily go in your community doesn't mean it's not going to be good for your community. So we have to look at things regionally. But I'm excited. Like now I'm chair of East West Gateway, so I got a little bit more attention there. I don't seek attention, so I don't want to give anybody the wrong idea. The only time I would ever try to seek attention is if it brings attention to our region. And so I am having just unbelievable discussions with developers looking at different projects, because now I've got them over here. People who have traditionally done West County and St. Charles, now they're coming over here, and I've got them excited about things over here and the opportunities. And they like the way the things are being run over here. And so it's good. It's good.
Now, is there any challenges that you see that you're seeing yourself face right now as the county? Is there anything coming up ahead that you could see becoming an issue, or is there anything right now that's kind of still top of mind for constituents and residents?
Yeah, I mean, I think with the data center comes a lot of people have strong opinions one way or another. And so I think that it's just properly educating people on what would be allowed and what would not be allowed, and what these things are and what they wouldn't be. And I think also our state, we face some challenges from policies that I feel are poor coming out of Springfield sometimes. Energy policy is the biggest one. I get along with the governor okay on a personal level. We don't agree on politics, but we do agree on a lot of economic development stuff. His team's been very good at being responsive whenever we're trying to get a deal done here, and giving us some guidance. And they do have some good resources. But their energy policy, I talked to some of his people the other day, and I said, hey, can we just put a pause on trying to take coal off the grid as fast as we can until we've replaced it with nuclear or some kind of alternative source, whether it's renewable or whatever? And I said, because pulling it off whenever we've got the biggest spike in demand in U.S. history for energy because of the data center development. If you take away data center developments in the United States last year, our GDP would have almost been flat.
Really?
It is that big. That's why the president pushes it so much. That's why the governor pushes it. The president made these trade deals where now all these chip makers are going to start making all their chips in the United States. All of those go into data centers. So it just helps feed the process. And so, but we've got to get the energy side figured out, because if we don't, then it's going to put too much strain on our grid. In 1975, kind of mid 70s, right before I was born, they had our country was at a crossroads, and they're like, do we build more coal or do we build more nuclear? And they took the worst option and built neither. And so then, instead of energy getting cheaper over time, which it should, because we have better technology and we can make more efficient energy, it's got more expensive. And so that is one thing I'm thankful for with the president. I'm thankful for a lot of his policies, but I think the energy policy is the most important, and they are really starting to unleash unleash some of the regulations on nuclear, because nuclear can be done so safe and so efficiently now.
Do you think it's just when they hear the nuclear word, the public just kind of
they think of 3 Mile Island or Chernobyl, but I mean, those were technologies that were built 70, 80 years ago. I mean, the way they're doing it now is just so smart and so controlled and so well regulated.
I like this. We're going to take a quick break and come back with the final thought from Chairman Slusser right here on RiverBender.com. 9:51's the time. More next.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
$9.54, a little bit of change. I'm with County Chairman Chris Slusser. Just wrapping up our conversation. Appreciate the time today, and I really
it's great to be here.
Well, and I think it's great for the public just to hear from you too, because in a world full of just social media posts and my best thing now is when politicians use AI to do their posts, and I'm like, you don't even know what an M- was until you got it. But it's really good just to have a conversation and take all the emotion of whatever you're feeling out, because that's, I think, a lot of our problem right now.
Right.
One thing I did want to ask you about that was, kind of pertinent to just this show is the trash issue. Is, I know that there's been people making attempts to clean up the litter, and you have local companies like Sparks that are, trying to make changes too. Where do you you see it on just the trash issue countywide? And is there anything that's coming down the pipeline that kind of revolves around this issue that might help?
Sure. We're still trying to pressure Springfield to regulate these trash trucks more. So that's where the vast majority of this is coming from. And it's everywhere where there's an interstate in St. Louis. They're all along 270, just, 44. I mean, they're just, it sucks.
It's not good.
Yeah, I hate it. And I have to drive by 140. I take 143 to work back and forth every day, and I have to see it. And some days when it's bad enough, I'm on the phone with my zoning director, and then he's on the phone with the landfill. And thankfully, they have been pretty good at getting out. They get out immediately, and they start cleaning up. It's never as good as I want it to be. I have pretty high standards, and so it's a point of frustration for me. We are going to have we haven't for a while because there's been some turnover in the sheriff's department, some retirements, but they are going to be out with their targeted law enforcement again we do see a drop in the trash whenever they're out there just hammering them. And then we do them randomly so they don't know when it's coming. And we cover all the bases. So if they try to radio each other and take alternative routes, they're hammering them. And they took several of MBI Trucking's trucks out of service. They had some guys that didn't have a valid CDL. So, I mean, there were...
So it was.
They've done about half dozen of those, but I want to start doing them more regularly.
And from and not to cut you off, but I'm sure it's a resource and timing thing because there's a lot of other issues that I don't want to say are more important, but more serious that I'm sure that the sheriff's department is wanting to allocate more time to.
Right, but the sheriff, I will say, has been very accommodating.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's good on this issue. There's another thing that we're working on that it's still. Everything's a long shot until it's the paperwork signed and the deal's in place. But there is a facility that we've been talking with a group out of Virginia that they would like to build a plant where they could do thermal conversion of municipal solid waste, and it would actually reduce landfill usage by 96%. And basically the trash would come in, they would put it in this big thermal conversion chamber. They heat it up to 1400 degrees. It's zero emissions. There's no smokestack, no incinerator. There's just like 4% residue left over. And that's the only thing that would have to go to a landfill. And so it's a very expensive project. They would need a lot of municipal waste from certain communities to make it happen. But it's something that I'm hopeful for, and we're thinking outside the box. Instead of just complaining and just picking up trash all the time, let's find an alternative to where we don't have to have a landfill, because they all have an end use or an end date at some point anyway.
Right.
So.
Well, and so before we wrap up here, and I ask you just your final thoughts on the county going into 2026, the whole year, where are we on property taxes? Do you hear, because I'm not really in tune with, other communities around Alton. I know what, my property taxes. Countywide though, how are you feeling about them? Do you feel like you're in a good spot?
I mean, no, because at the county level, we have not raised our property tax levy in 11 years, and we have no intention in doing so. But schools, the way schools are funded, the way we do it in the state of Illinois, it's heavily reliant on local property taxes. Until that changes, and I just wear out legislators and the governor's office or whoever I can talk to about this, and no one seems to have an appetite to make a change like they did in Indiana and some other states. We have the highest property taxes overall in the country in the state of Illinois now. We passed New Jersey. Not something I want to be first in. No. So, but if we can't do it through that change, then a local community can have a dramatic increase in their equalized assessed value, which would allow, all those taxing districts, they couldn't justify capturing all that growth, like a data center, like the refinery expansion. That's why the Roxana School District that's the school district I live in. We have the lowest property tax rate by far of any school district in the county, because the refinery, they did that big expansion. The school district didn't capture 100% of it. They just captured a big chunk of it and then used the rest to lower everyone's property taxes.
And that ties back into what we were talking about with that data center.
Yes.
Before I let you go, Chairman Slusser, final thoughts just right now. What's 2026 look like? What are you grading?
I am just very, very excited about the region. I've never been more excited, not just because I'm in office, just in general, what I'm seeing, the excitement about Madison County. Nonstop. I hear from developers. I have conversations with developers. If I get them over here, they get excited about what they're seeing. And so I think that's very good for our communities as far as growth. Downtown Wood River, you're going to see some really big changes there. You're already starting to see it. Yeah. Downtown Granite City, we're going to see some changes. Highland has some good things going on. Glen Carbon, of course. Edwardsville's always got good stuff. That's the low-hanging fruit. I think Alton still has some good opportunities here too. some of the, there's some projects I can't talk about yet because there's no deal in place and people are trying to negotiate, real estate contracts. But I don't ever sign an NDA though. I want that to be clear. Anybody that's ever asked me to sign an NDA, I just said, I'm just going to stop you right there. I'm never going to sign. Just don't tell me if you don't want me to know. I'll use discretion about what I disclose when you have a real estate deal in process, that you don't want disclosed. But no, I think it's going to be very good.
Fantastic. Well, Chairman Slusser, thanks as always for stopping by.
Oh, thanks for having me on.
10 o'clock rolls on through in downtown Alton. We'll come back with top of the hour news next in Hayner Library in the 30 spot here. You stay there and we'll be here as we get the show going on a Monday.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit AltonElite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Ha! 10:03. Wait, no, it's not 10:04. Welcome back, Daily Show. Top of the hour news in this 10 o'clock. Here is what we're following. You can stay up to date by going to RiverBender.com right now. You can also sign up for our daily email update. You can also download the RiverBender.com app today. Here's what we're following. East Alton firefighters and area first responders busy over the weekend. The East Alton Fire Department responded to a structure blaze in the 100th block of Irwin Street. Crews arrived to find heavy smoke and flames throughout that home, and it prompted a box alarm that was later upgraded to a first alarm for additional manpower. Mutual aid did come in from Woods River, Alton, Godfrey, Rosewood Heights, Roxana, and Bethalto. Firefighters located a victim inside with burns. A helicopter was requested for transport to a St. Louis facility. A second victim was taken to a local hospital for smoke inhalation. Crews stopped the fire from spreading despite strong winds. A full gallery and more details available at RiverBender.com/news as the state fire marshal continues to investigate. Small business owners in Edwardsville are urging residents to vote yes on a non-binding referendum in the March 17, 2016 primary that would allow video gambling in existing alcohol-serving establishments. Here's what we know. Owners Corey McMahon and Steve Seibert and Ryan High say Edwardsville is at a competitive disadvantage because most nearby communities allow video gambling, drawing customers and dollars away from Edwardsville. They support tight rules that are developed with City Council. Only businesses holding a liquor license for 2 years would qualify, and at least 50% of revenue must come from food and drink, excluding gas stations. They also favor limits on signage and private gaming areas. Supporters say gaming could boost city revenue for roads, for public safety. We'll keep you updated as we get closer and closer to the March 17th primary, and we'll have details on how the outcome of that referendum is voted. An Alton resident is preparing to run what he calls the world's first Taco Bell 5K, the 3.7-mile route between the Taco Bell on Landmarks Boulevard and the Taco Bell on Homer Adams Parkway on March the 21st. This is incredible, and I love the cause. It's just so creative. Ben Herring plans to eat 1,500 calories at the first location, then run to the second, then finish another 3,500 calories, totaling 5,000 calories and a 5K. And he's fundraising for a really cool mission through GoFundMe, 5A's Animal Shelter, where he and his fiancée volunteer. Herring began running in January to get in shape, and he hopes the event boosts donations and shelter adoptions. You can see a full write-up and a GoFundMe link at RiverBender.com/news. I got to get Ben on the show. That'll be a great conversation. Also, in the news today, Tracy Zerowas is being recognized as one of the YWCA's 11 2026 Women of Distinction and will be honored at the organization's annual gala for her community commitment through art. After a 23-year teaching career in art in Southwestern Community Unit School District 9, Zerowas continues to volunteer and mentor young artists. She's known for transforming the school into a museum for a yearly student art exhibition and for encouraging students to enter statewide competitions. Since retiring, she has volunteered with the Boys and Girls Club, Jacoby Arts Center, and teaches summer art camp. Finally, in the news today, in sports, Marquette Catholic sophomore Delaney Ortman has become a major spark for the Explorers during the 2025-26 season, helping them win a regional championship, according to Coach Whitney Sykes. The 5'10" standout described as dependable offensive threat whenever she's on the floor for the Explorers playing basketball, bringing scoring and steady production. Sykes also credits Ortman's defensive impact, saying her length and reach create problems for opponents at the top of the defense. Ortman regularly generates deflections and disrupts passing lanes and has been named the Tucker's Automotive Repair and Tire Female Athlete of the Month. Congratulations on that acknowledgement. Ortman's continued growth points to even bigger things ahead for herself and for the Explorers. That's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend today. Let's take a look at weather. 20 degrees, it feels like 18 today. Those flurries, they've been around this morning and just enough to make it cold. Otherwise, just will be cold throughout the afternoon and throughout the day. There will be clouds giving way to some sun. Tonight, partly cloudy. Air quality is at 52, which is moderate, and the mold count's low. And that's really it when it comes to the air quality indexes. As for today, temperatures reach 33 degrees if they do that and drop down to 20 overnight as we head into Tuesday. On Tuesday, a high of 52, a low of 30. And on Wednesday, partly sunny skies, a high of 49, a low of 33. On Thursday, a high of 49, a low of 30. And then on Friday, this is where I'm here for, a high of 66 and a low of 40. And that's a look at your next 5 days. Here's what's happening now. 20 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like 18 for time and temperature throughout the day. 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. Hey, while I have you, let me fill you in on our friends at Precision TMS. You know, this is really just such a great way to tackle some of your, mental health issues. And I mean, this is really what I think is so incredible. You see a testimonial right here on the website from someone who was 72 and diagnosed with depression when she was 19. So it's been over 50 years that she struggled with it. And after TMS, she's sleeping better, feeling more relaxed, and enjoying life more. And that's what we're hearing right here on the show when we talk to Tom and we talk to the clients, the patients of Precision TMS. It is the fact that you're seeing just major transformations in a few weeks without the side effects of a prescription medication, and one that maybe doesn't make you feel like yourself. Yeah, you might be doing better, quote unquote, but are you really you? I've been through that, and I know. That's why I stopped taking them, and that's why I did it a different way, and that's why I encourage you, if there is a different option out there for you. Now, if you're in crisis, call 988 and please get some help. There's so many great resources. But if this is something you're thinking about, man, maybe it's one of those things where it's just not gotten any better. My thought is, what can you lose? This is FDA cleared. This is backed by major insurances. And if I think another great point about what Precision TMS does is if you're a first responder, if you're an area veteran, if you're a teacher, a nurse, you name it, they're going to take care of you through their Heroes program and get you the help that you need. I mean, these are 15-minute sessions. You're driving yourself there. You're driving yourself back. The best part is, I just want to clarify for the billionth of times, it's not shock therapy. It's just magnetic stimulation that really does change so many aspects of the way our brain's wired and really get things firing the right way again. You can learn more at precisiontms.org. That's precisiontms.org. And don't forget to tell them you know who sent you over their way. A quick break. We'll come back and chat it up some more. Mary Cordes hanging around the corner, 10:30s for Hayner Library. Monday morning continues right here.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit AltonElite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Welcome back. $10:53. Want to give a big shout out to coach for Marquette Catholic, Steve Medford. Dan Brannon has this story. Coach Steve Medford reached a major milestone with his 300th career win as Marquette Catholic triumphed over Breeze Central. Here's more to the story. Steve Medford, he did reach that milestone Friday night in Breeze, earning his 300th career victory as Marquette did defeat Breeze 44-28 on the road. Marquette having a great run this season, 22-6 overall. Marquette Catholic has built its win with a quarter-by-quarter scoring of 14, 10, 9, and 11. Breeze scored 11, 3, 7, and 7. Marquette winning all four quarters. Cameron Golak led Marquette Catholic with 14 points. Cam Jones added 12, and Chase Jones scored 10. Jack Rea and Nolan Robinson had 3 points apiece to lead them to the 300th milestone for Coach Steve Medford. Conlon Haar led Breeze Central with 9 points, and Marquette Catholic scheduled to play next week in a regional at Roxana. Marquette is the 3rd seed in the sectional, and they'll play Monday, and they'll play the East Alton Woods River Litchfield winner at 7:30 p.m. at Roxana Wednesday, February the 25th. More details available at RiverBender.com/news. I got to tell you about this story. An Illinois judge ruled against a Chicago man who sued Buffalo Wild Wings. There's a tie-in, at least it's an Illinois guy. Alleging the changed use of the terms boneless wings was deceptive marketing. Ayman Alim filed a lawsuit against BWW in March 2023, challenging that he called, quote, the false and deceptive marketing and advertising of Buffalo Wild Wings' boneless wings. The suit alleged the product's name misleads customers into thinking they are made of deboned chicken meat rather than fried chicken breast. How dare they? I mean, hell, at least it's chicken at that point. Specifically, the name and description of the products, i.e. as boneless wings, leads reasonable consumers to believe the products are actually chicken wings, the complaint stated. Hallam claimed he purchased a serving of boneless wings and would not have done so if he had known they weren't made of wing meat. Okay, pal. Buffalo Wild Wings responded to the lawsuit in a 2023 tweet. It's true. Our boneless wings are all white meat chicken. Our hamburgers contain no ham. Our buffalo wings are 0% buffalo. What a line here. So U.S. District Judge John Tharp Jr. issued a ruling on Tuesday, and he said, listen, you got to stop. He said boneless wings are not a niche product for which a consumer would need to do extensive research to figure out the truth. Instead, boneless wings is a common term that's existed over 2 decades. This poor guy thought he was going to just get paid. Despite his efforts, Hallam did not, quote, drum, end quote, up enough factual allegations to state a claim, though he has standing to bring the claim because he plausibly alleged economic injury. But he does not plausibly allege that reasonable consumers are fooled. Reasonable consumers. That's the line right there. What is he telling you? That you just need to go find a job, pal. Are fooled by Buffalo Wild Wings' use of the term boneless wings. Tharp said Hallam can modify and refile his claim by March 20th. Accordingly, although it is difficult to imagine that Hallam can provide additional facts about his experience that would demonstrate that Buffalo Wild Wings is committing a deceptive act by calling its nuggets boneless wings, but the court will give him leave to try. Any amendment complaint is due by March the 20th. If you want to help this guy out, you might get in on the payout if you're successful. Buffalo Wild Wings celebrated the ruling on social media Thursday. Man, they really had it out for this guy. Here's what the company tweeted. They're called boneless wings and will forever be called boneless wings. They had enough of that clown. And so did that district judge. I saw that, wanted to share that with you. So, I wanted to fill you in on this, just because you never know how just someone's quote unquote misfortune could lead to their own gain. An Ohio man accidentally bought a ticket for the wrong lottery drawing. Have you ever done that? Oh, I have. And it's not because I buy the tickets for me. It's because, grandma would want them, so I'd go and buy the ticket. Okay. And then I realized I didn't get what she wanted. Totally not the best thing in the world. Well, Ron, who is the only moniker he'll identify as, won't give his last name, told Ohio lottery officials his brother-in-law inspired him to go buy a Mega Millions ticket at the Walmart Supercenter. And Ron said it wasn't until he scanned the ticket and asked the clerk to look at it that he had realized he had mistakenly bought a ticket for the February 5th evening Pick 5 drawing instead of Mega Millions. His ticket, with the numbers 30957, turned out to be a $50,000 winner. Ron says, this is cool. Some of his winnings will go towards donating to his church and spoiling his grandkids. I like that. Good on you, Ron. Hey, it just goes to show you. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. It's out there, 10:24, a little bit of change. We'll come back, chat it up with Mary Cordes. 10:30 comes around the corner here quick. We hope you stay with us. While I have you, let me fill you in on Precision Point Armory. It is getting warmer out there, and when it gets to that time of the year, you start writing things down like, I don't know, getting the house power washed, getting the basement cleaned up, getting the treadmill that you haven't used in 14 years out of there, called Denise Sparks. But it also comes a time when it's really a good opportunity to get organized on things that you really need to get done. Do you need to get your concealed carry license? Do you want to? Do you need a renewal? Put that on the calendar for Ben Julian at Precision Point Armory. What I love about Ben is he's all about safety and all about really that personalized experience. He is so good at being hands-on, and what I think is so good about this is he's done it for over 30 years with so many different certifications, backgrounds, and he teaches a variety of different classes, whether it's a concealed carry class, a renewal, or if you just want some actual training. It could be fundamental classes, it could be dry fire training, it could be really just getting the family together and having a family firearm safety session and really going over things. You know, Ben does it all. And what I think so cool about what Ben does is he does it by that matter-of-fact way. You know, it's not a sales pitch. You get what I'm saying? When you go to a class, it doesn't be in firearms, but you can go to any class, and you know that you're getting more of the character of the person than the actual material in which they're being taught. And you aren't getting that at Precision Point Armory. You're getting matter-of-fact, done-right material that's really going to help you help yourself. You can find out more information at precisionpointarmory.net. That's precisionpointarmory.net. Don't forget to tell Ben I sent you over that way. I'm doing good today. I'm hitting all my lives. Life's looking good for CJ. 10:26, a little bit of change. Daily Show continues with Hayner Library next. You stay there, and I'll be here, RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit AltonElite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Daily Show, 10:30. Welcome back. Mary Cordes should be walking down the stairs at any time. Hey, wanted to fill you in that Refuge is going to bring in Galen Elmore as the featured guest speaker for its annual Build a Refuge fundraising dinner on April the 30th at Lewis and Clark. Elmore, who grew up in a foster care system, is known for his powerful story of resilience, community, and belonging, and how it can change the story of a child's life. His journey is not marked by only athletic achievement, but also by his high school coach who believed in his potential. Galen's message aligns so beautifully with the heart of Refuge, Erin Bickle said, the director of the organization. She'll join us next Tuesday with Father Garen Daniels for the Spotlight on the North Alton Godfrey Business Council. We believe one loving adult can change the trajectory of a child's life. His story reflects that truth. That's what Aaron had to say. Join them for an inspiring evening at the Build a Refuge fundraising dinner. The location is going to be at Lewis and Clark Community College on April the 30th. More information can be sent to Boston at refugeforkids.org. The annual dinner is Refuge's largest fundraising event of the year and plays a critical role in sustaining services that are offered free of charge to the community. Refuge is a nonprofit that was founded in 2014 and serves Madison County children and caregivers who have experienced trauma through child abuse, neglect, and exposure to violence and substance abuse. We've had Erin on the show before, and she's filled us in on the great work being done. We'll get an update on that as we head into next Tuesday. And you can stay tuned at RiverBender.com /weather or /news. Sorry, it's been one of those days, guys. Hey, wanted to fill you in real quick on these really great recognitions from the Illinois Teachers Who Excel, and really great coverage from Dan Brandon, who's done a really good job of making sure that the area teachers who have been selected do receive this recognition. And a Silver Creek elementary teacher in the Triad Community Unit School District Number 2, Lisa Patterson, has been selected to receive a 2026 Those Who Excel Award from the Illinois State Board of Education. The school's principal, Michael Spear, said he and Patterson were thrilled to receive word this week of the selection. He described the Those Who Excel honor as an award of special recognition for educators who are valued members of their school community and who have been recognized by colleagues, students, families, and administrators for the skills, passions, and talents they bring to their school community. Spears said Silver Creek Elementary takes pride in teamwork and prioritizing the relationships that they build with their students, and that Patterson exemplifies that work ethic as a teacher. He said her classroom stands out for the respect and rapport that she has with her students, and just another great example of area teachers doing really cool things. You can see a full write-up report on RiverBender.com /news. Dan Brandon doing a really good job. We'll take a quick break. We're going to come back with Mary Cordes and learn more about what the library's got cooking at the end of February, into March, and beyond. You stay there, and I'll be here. RiverBender.com, Roku TV.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit AltonElite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Welcome back, 1040-ish. Yeah. You know, when I worked at KTRS, I'll say it right now. The McGraw-Millhaven at KTRS, he is notorious. It'll be 7 o'clock and he'll say it's 4:45. Like, at least I'm only just an hour off on my time. Like, I'll normally say it's 9:37 or something. It'll be like, he'll just say it's 11:40. And I'm like, it is 8:15.
Yeah, it's 11:40 it's 11:40 somewhere.
Oh, why not? Take a shot. No, so with that being said, Beyond the Shelves with Hayner How is the library treating you?
It's going well, going real well. We're working on our next newsletter, so that should hit
Already?
people's mail. I know, it's like we put one to bed and then we start right back up on the next one. So it is right now at the printers, and so people should hopefully have it in their mailboxes by the end of March, and that'll be for April, May, and June. So getting ready for our spring programs. So
fantastic.
Yeah,
Well, what do you have down
So
here?
we got a couple of things. We have one class. Our reference librarian, Johanna, has partnered with the AARP of Illinois, and they are going to have a series of tech classes for seniors. And so this is, and it says seniors, but really it's anybody is welcome to come to these. But it's Senior Planet from AARP. They're going to be at the library. So they're going to be physical programs that you can come to about technology issues. And so they'll all be in the newsletter, but there's one that hits it didn't hit the winter newsletter because we were still planning it, and it's not going to be in the spring newsletter because it's just a funny time.
Yeah, I hear you.
So this is free technology class. It's everyday uses of AI. So it's for anybody that is interested in what is AI. You can come to the class. You can learn about what it is. You can see how it's a part of everyday life. Yes, exactly. How to spot it. How to figure out, is this a legit thing? Is it not a legit thing? And then also, how can you use it? I mean, because it's coming, and people need to know how to use it.
And it's scary because I'm seeing, Mary, and this is just me, when political figures are using AI to tell you something, it bothers me a lot.
It does. And
to spot it, not to say whatever they're saying is wrong,
right,
but
just to know what you're seeing.
To go, this isn't original content.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not a hyper online person, but in my job, I have to know. I pretend, I'm a Luddite. I know how to use this stuff. I just don't like to use it.
Oh,
but I know how to use it. But even I, who use technology every day, have every once in a while I'm like, wait a minute, that had to have been AI, but it'll take me a couple of minutes of like, wait, no, that was AI.
Well,
so
it can lead to some very scary things.
It really can. So we're gonna have this. This is on Wednesday, March 25th. It's gonna be at the mall library. So Wednesday, March 25th from 12 to 1. We will have light snacks for everyone because it's kind of the lunch hour time. So we'll have light snacks. It's a free program. You can call, and you do have to call AARP to register. So it's 877-926-8300. Okay. I'm going to go back and put it on our website today. So give me a little bit. It'll be on the website this afternoon, and it'll also be on our Facebook page. But this is a free technology class from the AARP. We'll be there. Somebody from the library will be there. And like I said, it's going to talk about to see how AI is part of everyday life, how to spot it, know what it is, and maybe hopefully have it work for you.
Fantastic.
So, yeah. So important. And that's just one of a series of programs from the AARP that we're sponsoring, partnering with them on, and we'll have more in the spring.
How is the Imagination Library starting?
So that's the other thing I wanted to talk about today. We are so excited about this. So
because I got Estella signed up.
Awesome. It's something that we've been working on for a long time. And the Alton Education Foundation, the library, the Rotary Club, and I know there's another
because I knew it was a
local
group.
Yes, there's
here.
a local group for the Alton area, but this is Madison County wide. So like the Edwardsville Public Library is sponsoring it. Believe the Edwardsville School District. So there's a lot of us that are sponsoring this, and so that makes it a countywide initiative, which is wonderful. So for those that don't know, this is the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, and Dolly Parton, that woman is a national treasure.
Yes.
She started this in honor of her father, who was illiterate. He couldn't read or write. Never learned to read or write. And so she started this in her hometown in Sevierville, Tennessee, and it has expanded, and it's actually across the globe now. But children who are ages 0 birth to 5 can register for this program. It's totally free. You can go to imaginationlibrary.com and you can register. You'll have to put in some information to make sure you're in an area that's covered in Madison. If you are have a child in Madison County, birth to 5, you are eligible for it. It's completely free once a month until your child reaches age 5. they'll
the
send
age
you
5 book makes you cry though.
Yeah.
It's kindergarten, here I come.
I know.
And that just, man, that kind
I know,
of hit
kind
me.
of gets
Yeah.
you. Kind of gets you. I know. One of my nieces just turned 5. Well, my nephew too, and it's just like, wait, how are you already 5?
Right.
I can't believe this.
When
But
I'm like looking at this stuff, I'm like, wow, that is.
I know. So, but yeah, they can sign up, and they'll send the Dolly Parton Imagination Library will send a book every month, an age-appropriate book to your child every single month until they turn 5. So if you start them out right at birth until the time they turn 5, that's 60 books that they're going to get.
Fantastic.
What's really wonderful about it too is the majority of them are in English and Spanish.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so if you have Spanish speaking children or families, they can learn both the English and the Spanish. Like English is a second language, or if you want your child to learn Spanish, they're also in Spanish as well. And so I believe that you can also indicate which notifications you want, English or Spanish. So it's really wonderful. It's completely free. The library is helping to sponsor it. And like I said, it's every month. And we had somebody who asked us a question, is it per household? It's per child. So
That's
if you have
really
4
cool.
kids,
Yeah.
you can sign all 4 of them up. All
Oh,
4
wow.
will get their own book. And especially because they're different ages, each book is going to be appropriate for their age. So, and their literacy level. So
fantastic.
It's a wonderful program, completely free to families.
Well,
So-
and it really just the blessing that is reading to your child and
Yep.
getting them to read at the youngest age possible.
Exactly. And we've had some patrons. I mean, one of the bravest things I ever saw was somebody came into the library when I was working at the front desk. This was probably 20 years ago. And he waited. I could tell he was a little hesitant. He waited till the other people at the desk were gone, the other patrons. And he walked up and he said, and he was probably in his 50s, maybe 60s. And he said, I don't know how to read.
Oh, wow.
And so he said, I want to get a library card. Can you help me with that? And of course I can. So I filled out the card for him. We connected him with Project Read at Lewis and Clark, and he learned how to read. But I mean, there are people who cannot read or are functionally illiterate well into adulthood. And so,
Which is, I think, worse.
yeah, absolutely. And so they're trying, and so this is a really great, if you have somebody at home, you say you have a kid, but you also have maybe a senior, somebody in your family that they also don't know how to read. It's a great time to maybe help them learn how to read as well. So
no kidding. You got to start somewhere.
No shame in it,
No,
none at all.
And now we can help support you guys on this initiative too, correct?
Yes. So if you go to the library's website at the bottom,
Whenever you were talking,
yeah. So it's at the very bottom.
Back out. I wanted the link.
Yep. You can go to HaynerLibrary.org, and right on the very homepage is Dolly Parton's Imagination Library.
Here, we'll show you how to get to that too. See that?
First thing, as soon as you go on HaynerLibrary.org and you click on that, and it tells you about the program. And then at the very bottom, if anybody's interested in making a donation, you can email send a check or money to the Alton Education Foundation. And on your check, if you put District 11 Dolly Parton Imagination Library, that will keep that money at our school district 11. So the kids in our district. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great program.
I like it. So what else is coming down the pipeline?
So we've got all kinds of things. We've got Wednesday night, so just 2 nights from now, we actually have George Provenzano. He's coming and he's going to talk about Mary Todd and Abraham Lincoln's children. So that's Wednesday night at 6 p.m. We do still have space available for that. Not too many seats, but a few seats left. It's the death and funerals of Abraham and Mary Lincoln's 2 sons, Eddie and Willie. So he's going to talk about their lives and the impact that their death had on both Abraham and Mary Todd Lincoln. So we have that coming up. And then in March, on March 10th, we have kind of another history theme, Discover Washington, D.C. So this is at the Mall Library upstairs in the performance room from 6 to 7 p.m. on March 10th. And Lucretia Huff is coming. She's a licensed tour guide, and she's going to give a 1-hour presentation about all of the iconic monuments in Washington, D.C. So she'll give a history about them. She'll talk about the museums, the landmarks, the memorials, the Smithsonian especially, and she'll talk about all the history of each of those places in Washington, D.C.
Wow.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
That's going to be a fun one.
When I think, like I keep going back to, if you have even a child that's doing like their 8th grade trip, like learn more before you go.
Exactly. And so, and then on March 24th, we have classical guitarist Peter Fletcher. He's also coming upstairs to the Mall Performance Room from 6 to 7 p.m.
Is that where you hear like the ding, ding, ding? Like you hear like the actual acoustic?
Yeah. Yep. So
Man,
he's
that
going to
takes
be.
talent.
It does. So he's pretty amazing.
That I
and
have none
me. So I am terribly like you. I can't carry a tune in a bucket. I cannot play an instrument well, and I can't draw a straight line. So I have no artistic ability whatsoever.
I was not meant to be creative.
No. In fact, we have a creative writing class at the library. And I said, I think I was the kind of person that was born, if I were going to have to write something, it'd be an instruction manual, because I have zero creative, not a creative bone in my body.
There is
None.
an art to an instruction manual.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's now the job just to make everybody as angry as possible when you print those things
I
off.
know. They say before you get married, you should try to put together a piece of IKEA furniture with your...
How do you make an instruction manual with pictures that
Just
but they don't represent the item at
Just
all?
pictures.
And
I know.
It could be for,
I know.
You just got the standard dresser, but there was 8 other versions, so they just only made one version for the prime dresser.
Yep. So anyway,
there's no class for that yet at Hayner, but
it could be. Oh my gosh, it could be.
How's the kids' space working?
Everything's going great. So we just had our Valentine's celebration,
how'd
and
that go?
It was really fun. And I just posted pictures on our social media accounts so people can take a look at that. So we just finished that up. We've got a yoga story time coming up on Saturday, and that's at 10 o'clock at the mall library. And so that's a kids yoga story time. Sanjoria Sidner will be with us, and she wrote a book about our families doing yoga, and so she's going to come.
There's the
there's the pictures from the
cool.
from the party. So
I like that.
So we had a good time.
I really think it's great that you have that space for not only the kids, but really for parents to connect too.
Yes.
I mean, that's hard.
Yeah, we've got the Coffee and Chaos program that's going on, and that is
going pretty well?
It's going really well.
That's
It's
newer,
picked up.
isn't it?
It's a brand new program. It's picked up. It's for caregivers to meet each other and talk to each other while the kids play, and it's just kind of we provide the coffee and the space. You bring the kids.
And the conversation.
So, yep. And then we, in our spring newsletter, which I'm copy editing, like I said, it's at the printers right now, we have all the summer reading program things in there. And I'm telling you what, the staff it's bananas, all the stuff that we have going on for summer reading program. They have just absolutely outdone them. Oh my gosh. They have outdone themselves this year. And for anybody who's interested, this year's theme is dinosaurs. So
really,
it's, that's like the number one thing kids love. They love dinosaurs and cars. And so dinosaurs is our theme this year. And we've got some pretty fun. I'm going to see if I can get Kristen or somebody from one of the people from the children's staff to come with me next time we talk and talk about this program, because it's unbelievable what we're doing this year. So
fantastic.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I'm reading it. I'm like, wow, they've got some great programs coming up. So yeah, they're awesome.
They're
awesome. Yeah.
Hey, it's 10:50. We'll take one final break of the day, and we'll come back and chat it up with Mary Quarters. You know what I get so tired of? My darn security cameras ding every time, like an animal walks by.
Yeah.
And Jackie has decided to start feeding the stray cats, and so
your phone's blowing up.
And actually feed them salmon and tuna, and it's great.
Can I swing by your house for lunch? I'm like,
it's great that we're doing this, but now my phone dings 40 times a show, and it's all about
phone's
a cat.
blowing up. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
More next.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Accidents happen in a... Okay, now my microphone's on. I was talking enough. Welcome back, Daily Show, 10:53. Back when with Mary. What else is left on the year? On the newsletter.
In the quarter, so we're getting close to the end of the quarter.
I do get paid.
A lot of our programs are winding down for the winter, and then we'll start up with the spring. But we've got a couple of apps that I think people might be interested in. So the Mango Languages app. So we've got that, and you can just go to our website, HaynerLibrary.org, and there's I think it says online databases or online resources, and you can click on it, and it will tell you about all the different databases that we have. Yeah, digital resources.
Online databases.
Yeah, and so a lot of them are subscription. So if you have a Hayner library card, you can access them from home 24/7 with your library card. All of these for free.
That's incredible.
It's pretty amazing.
But see, that's where I just think that nobody really understands that.
No.
And not you don't get it, but it's just, there's so much here that we can actually utilize.
And, everybody thinks, well, why do I need that? I can get it through Google. Yeah, but this stuff, you can actually trust the information that you're getting. And, like the auto repair source, that's actually put out by auto mechanics the car companies for their specific. So it's like timing, like parts and labor estimates, service alerts, the different vehicle diagrams, and that kind of thing, all from the manufacturers. So it's not like, oh, hey, I'm somebody's cousin and I kind of like cars that I work on the weekend, so I'm going to give you some information. Well, that's great. And then you ruin your car following his YouTube video. Yep. Whereas this is actually vetted information.
Well, exactly. Just like the consumer reports
down
here.
Consumer reports. That's a few $100s a year to subscribe to that, and it's free.
Well, and too, there's like what was you have language learning databases?
So we have Mango Languages, and that's through an app also. A lot of these are you can go to your device's app store and just download the app, put in your library card, and that's like the Rosetta Stone. People have heard of that.
It's expensive.
It's very expensive, and so you can get it for free with your card. Same thing with Creative Bug. If you're into any kind of cooking, crafting, anything creative, that's high quality HD video tutorials that are updated every day. There's new videos there. There's one on there, I think it's Learning Express Library. I can't remember the exact name of it, but it is online testing. So you can take practice tests for not just for school tests. So your ACT, SAT, the GED, the GRE.
Learning Express.
Yeah, Learning Express, but also for, if you are looking at it like a real estate exam, you want to take the real estate, you can study for that. You can study for nursing exams. You can study for certifications, all kinds of, the citizenship test, all that stuff's on there for free. So it's pretty amazing.
Well, and then you, like we talk about Biblio Plus, where you get ad-free TV and all that too. That's on there.
Yep, that's all on there. And these are all available from home 24/7 with the Hayner Library card. Small engine repair services.
Tumble books.
Yeah, Tumble books are great. And I'm small business source. So if you have a new small business that you're thinking about, you can write a business plan. You can learn about financing your business. You can learn about all the kinds of topics there. And like that small engine repair, we're all getting ready to start working out in our yards pretty soon.
Oh, man.
So if you've got a weed whip or a leaf blower or a lawn mower, you can click on that. It'll tell you how to service all of that.
Have you seen the guys or gals out there that they have the lawnmower that's just like it is on its last, and it's shooting smoke out, and we're just, you could fix it right
You could fix it right there for free. So, and there's diagrams on there and all kinds of things to help you with your stuff. So, yeah.
Fantastic. What else should we talk about?
So we've got the little free art libraries are still up and around town. So if you're cleaning out your basement, it's kind of cold. So I know people are cleaning out closets, looking for things to do inside. So if you've got any kind of crafting materials, yarn, glue, popsicle sticks, any that kind of stuff, paint, old, like small crafting paint, that kind of stuff, you can drop those off at any little free art library. There's one at Jacoby Art Center, Olin Park, Boys and Girls Club of Alton, the Milton Schoolhouse, and Alton City Hall. You can drop your materials off in those little free art libraries, and the library is providing art books
cool.
that we weed out of our collection to make room for new books. They're going in there. So if you have art books too, you can throw them in there, and anybody's welcome to take art materials, drop off art materials. So it's kind of like a little free library, but for art materials. So we've got that going on too.
I like it. This is really cool.
Yeah.
Anything else to talk about until Monday?
No, not really. No. I mean, there is always stuff to talk about, but I know we're getting short on time. So,
Mary, always good talking with you.
You too.
Hey, we'll take a... Oh, wait, no. I have been off all day. It's just some days, Albert Pujols didn't hit 300 every day.
Right. Well, I'm just back from vacation. I was gone last week, so I get that. My brain is still trying to figure out what is happening here.
Who am I and why am I here?
Right, exactly.
I'm out of time. I'm not taking a break. I will see you back here tomorrow for more of our show. We got a busy one for you. Busy all week. So hang out with me. Until then, try your best to stay out of jail.